This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The second edition of the IAAF World Relays will take place May 2nd and 3rd at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. And just like last year, corporate Bahamas will play a key role. Charles Fisher has the story.
39 days away, the local organizing committee welcomed two national partners, Atlantic Medical and the Caribbean Bottling Company, along with national suppliers, Bahamas Waste, National Sports Authority and Commonwealth Brewery. Giving thanks was Managing Director Lionel Haven and CEO and Vice Chairman Mike Sands.
The local organizing committee, through its sponsorship team led by Linda Thompson, has been working diligently to ensure that we identify companies that are representatives of the world-class brand of the IAAF.
Partnership and sponsorship relationships are extremely important to this event of this magnitude. We believe that it symbolizes unity and support and sends a very strong message to the public that the corporate community endorses the efforts of the LOC and the IAAF.
Sands informing them that sponsorship will not only be beneficial locally, but on a global stage.
Last year, the event was televised to 161 countries around the world, and thus far we understand that there may be 166 at this juncture. So we are convinced that your association with this event will allow Bahamians to appreciate your commitment to nation building through sports and send a strong message to the international community that small island developing nations such as ours, like the Bahamas, can organize and produce world-class events with support from the corporate sector.
And once again, with 39 days to go, the race is on to get the stadium filled.
While we have seen strong sales in the gold, silver, and bronze tickets, our general admission is lagging behind. We anticipate a strong push over the next few days as we seek to sell out the stadium for both days. It is important to note here, too, that the start time for this event, which is scheduled for 7 p.m. this year, will definitely impact those seats in the Eastern Grandstand. So patrons of the event will not have to be concerned with the sun being directly in their faces.
For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
All right, thanks a lot, Charles. Now, media houses wishing to get accredited for this year's World Relays are advised that the process is the same as last year.
All media will have to request an access code, which you will use for the registration process. The access code, again this year, can be obtained by sending an email to media@bahamasworldrelays.org. And once you've done that, for journalists that will be accredited, will be considered for accreditation, you will receive that code. These codes are unique codes. They're not transferable. And so we're encouraging journalists and photographers not to share the codes with their colleagues. Once you would have obtained the code, you would log on to the Bahamas worldrelays.org website, where you would go to the media tab under accreditation, and that's where you will start the process. It's a very simple process, but it's a process that needs to be started sooner rather than later. We do have an accreditation deadline, which is April 17th.
Still talking track and field. After naming its Carifta team on Sunday, the B3As held a team meeting yesterday, allowing athletes, coaches, and staff to get acquainted with one another. This year's team is expected to be strong in the field, with the throwers in the under-18 division looking to make their mark.
I think I have to throw above the standard that I was throwing at Carifta trials to at least medal.
I hope to medal. I can tell you that much. For a while, I've been trying to PR to hit 15 to qualify for World Youth, so if I be able to do that over there, that would be nice.
Hopefully you can expect a medal in both of my events, shot put and discus, so just have to work on my technique and hope for the best.
I'm really expecting to PR. You know, I really got my technique down. I still have a lot more to get down, but I'm going to try my best.
The Providence Basketball Association's best of 5 semifinals back on court last night at the AF Adelaide Gym. In the opener, the Mailboat Cybots had their backs against the wall, down 0-2 to the Petroleum Regulators, and the Cybots came out like a team who wanted to play another day. The Cybots doubled up the Regulators in the first half, taking a 48-24 lead into the break, and from there they never looked back. Cybots pull within 2-1 thanks to an 89-72 Game 3 victory. Eugene Bain led the way in the win with 23 points and 13 rebounds. Ernest Saunders also in double figures, finishing up with 18 points.
We just got together and decide the box out. The small things that took us through with Coach when he, through practice, he actually, I know that everything as in to say box out, keep certain boys off the basket, and just do what we normally do, play basketball.
On to last night's feature game now, and that was a matchup between the PJ Stingers and the defending champion Commonwealth Bank Giants. With the series tied 1-1, both teams were looking to take control, and this was a competitive ball game early on, with the Giants taking a 23-20 lead after the first quarter. In the second quarter, though, the Stingers would start to put their foot on the accelerator. They outscored the Giants 24-14 to take a 44-37 lead to the break. Showing the heart of a champion, the Giants had a big third quarter and went up 72-64. But down the stretch, the Stingers were the team who wanted it more. They outscored the Giants 33-22 in the fourth and take a 2-1 series lead thanks to a 97-94 Game 3 victory. Abel Joseph came up big for the Stingers. He scored a game-high 30 points. Batchelor on the floor added 21, while Devin Ferguson and Daniel Bullard finished up with 11 points apiece. For the Giants, Jeffrey Henfield scored a side-high 22. Michael Furley-Bain right behind with 21. Mark Hanna had 14, while Danico Bowles chipped in with 10.
This game really showed our fortitude. The guys came out and played excellent basketball. When we lost games, it was because we didn't execute down the stretch. We didn't do the little things, the fundamentals. Hit free throws, take care of the ball, and limit our turnovers down the stretch. And guys came up big. Abel Joseph came up and hit some clutch free throws down the stretch, and our guys played exceptional defense down the stretch. And what we did is we locked down some of their key plays, and we were able to get some turnovers, and it really came out to work out big for us down the stretch. And these guys are very ecstatic. We haven't done anything yet. We're still remaining humble because we still have a long way to go. The hardest game is the closeout game, but we're looking forward to it, and we're up for the test. We're looking forward to come out again Wednesday and try to close this thing out.
The New Providence Public Primary School Sports Association recently holding its annual baseball championships, and for the third year in a row, the Eva Hilton Primary School, formerly Oaksfield Primary, won the title, shutting out Palmdale Primary in the final 9-0.
One of the main things is to continue to encourage the boys to work hard, work as a team, and to remember that, defense wins the game, but also is team sport and spirit. And it's just keep them motivated throughout the whole tournament. That was one of the major things. And not to be having any arguments, just encourage each other and build each other up.
It feels great to win 3S, to celebrate, and just bring it on, bring the goal on.
How were you all able to do it this year?
We was able to put a team together, go out there, work hard, and defense win games.
I feel great. And I want to thank my coaches and my mom and dad who helped me and who taught me baseball. And I want to thank the whole team for working hard so we can bring back the gold.
I was a little apprehensive at first because, most of my team from last year had left.
Right.
And we only had the grade 5s who are now grade 6s, and 1 or 2 from grade 3 who are now in grade 2 they're now in grade 3. So I say, Lord, but we working together, and some of my boys, all boys,
yes,
they go to the JBLN and Freedom Farm.
Yeah.
But then some of them do not go. So you see, we have a mixture, and I had those who didn't have any really experience. So I say now, but I say, you know what? We can let everybody play.
Yes.
And so because I need them to see what they can do for next year. So everybody played, and we did it.
Not since Elijah Obed has the Bahamas had a world boxing champion. It seemed as though one young Bahamian may have had something in the pipeline, but as Kelsey Johnson tells us, those plans have been put on hold.
High-ranking Bahamian boxer Toriano Johnson is having difficulties landing a world title shot.
As it stands right now, the opportunity to fight Triple G, Gandhi Golovkin, who is the current interim WBC world champion right now. He had sent us a contract, and unfortunate for me, he had turned us back down in a strange manner That doesn't really happen in boxing on often, regularly, but that's the case thus far. But right now we are working on another opportunity, which also looks a bit complicated. Many may know the name of Miguel Cotto. He's also a world champion who had fought the likes of Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. And he was also lightweight champion, junior lightweight champion, and so on. Now he's the current 160-pound middleweight world champion. We are having a little difficulties for the mere fact that he wants us to come down to 155 to fight for the world title, which I find to be very, very biased. So, but in terms, we are still working on a world title shot.
He's hoping that the bell sounds in his favor in the next 3 months.
Boxing is a business, and now I understand it. The contract that I was given, I can't say that it's something that I would like, but I saw something in the future. And that's how I was looking, I'm not just fighting for the dollars. I'm fighting to become a world champion. And we had agreed to all terms. And why did he not pick us? Well, if I look at myself fight, of course, I don't want to fight me. And I think that's one of the reasons why Triple G chose not to. He opted not to fight me and decided to go with a much easier opponent, a much more boring fighter such as Willie Monroe.
Until then, Johnson will continue training here in Nassau at the Blue Hills Boxing Gym. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
All right, thanks a lot, Kelsey. And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.